Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you for joining me for today's episode. And I want to start off by saying, Cheekerton, thank you for becoming my new favorite mark. I thought I was moving away from this particular topic or this particular mark of discussion, but man, this guy just keeps giving me more and more content. So man, I've been so fixated on doing these my favorite LJN tournament videos over the last couple of months or whatnot. I don't know, has it been the last couple of months? In all honesty, because I've been doing these darn videos almost on a daily basis, it feels like, yeah, I mean almost. I think I started filming the my favorite LJN towards the tail end of August. And we're now at the tail end of October. Yeah, it's been 2 months. That's crazy. 2 months of LGN tournament videos, and we're only towards the beginning of round 2. That's insane, but we're not discussing that. So, I had my one rant video. Okay. I wasn't expecting to make a mark video, but I followed that rant video up with my mark because this guy was just freaking frustrating the living crap out of me. He kept responding to me because I have 2 eBay accounts. I have my Waddy's channel eBay account, which I created around October of 2022. And I kind of wanted that account because I kind of wanted to associate it with my YouTube. That way, because whenever I talked about my eBay, I wanted people to be able to easily find and access my eBay, know that it's my account. Otherwise, my Matt Watch 6 eBay account is my primary account, the one I've had the last few years. So, after getting just a ton of absolute ridiculous offers, I'm like, you know what, forget this. This guy is clearly a spammer. He is not a serious buyer, and I'm going to block him. I do not like blocking people because what if they are legitimate buyers and they just don't know the value of the product? And sometimes you work with them, you help them, learn a little bit more, or maybe once they gauge the market, they're like, hey, darn, I'm way off target here, and I'm sending all these offers. Come to find out, this guy that I sent all these lowball offers to actually had the best prices. Let me go back and buy from him. But at this point, I'm just so frustrated with all these lowballs, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with this crap anymore. $15 offer on a $125 listing. A $25 offer on a $500 listing. Or was it a $50 offer? No, it was a $25 for the Ultimate Warrior. What scumbag sends you $25 on an Ultimate Warrior LJN figure? An original LJN. We're not talking about a beat up Ultimate Warrior either. We're talking about excellent condition. I wouldn't call it mint, but damn near close. Now, I've already sold an Ultimate Warrior in the past for $500, so I know it's and it was on auction, so I know I can get that price. And even the other 2 Ultimate Warrior LJNs that I've sold in the past, I got probably $275 and above for it. So, well, more content now. So I blocked him on my Waddy's channel account, but I did not block him on my Matt Watch 6 account. He sent me an offer for my Big Boss Man original. A $3 listed price. He sends me an offer for $50. Think about it this way, man. The freaking accessory for a Big Boss Man LJN is worth more than $50 freaking dollars. Okay? You could take a Big Boss Man LJN, cut off his head, chop off his hands, maybe even chop off his feet. The figure will still be worth $50 or more. So I had to deny that and obviously block him again because this, again, it's not a serious buyer. This is just a spammer wasting my freaking time. And I wasn't planning on making a second video on this clown. But like I said, this guy wants to go out and give me extra content to make. Hey, I am going to call him out. Realistically, man, I'm getting sick and tired of being the nice guy. Being the good person, the well-mannered, kind guy that looks out for everybody, even when it's at the detriment of himself. When people have done wrong by me, I've still tried to protect them, like in the workforce especially. Like I've never called them out. And even when it's like when bigger bosses have like kind of like sat me down, like, talk about situation, I still try my best to kind of like protect them, even though they've never had my best interest at heart, right? I don't want to be that kind of guy anymore. I don't want to just sit back and be the nice guy. When people do shit like this, excuse my language, when people do stuff like this, I don't want to just sit back and just be like, just let it slide. It's infuriating. I thought the next Mark video I was going to make was about this clown, VF Figures. I don't know who the heck he is. But when losers come onto your page, and this is on my Mercari account now, and start leaving these hate messages and trying to disparage other buyers from buying from you, like, mother effer, you don't know me, don't know anything about my products or anything, and you're making these remarks. Like, literally, when you look at my listings, I give the most descriptive details imaginable. If I'm listing a Hasbro figure, I'm going to give you every single nick and cranny of everything that's wrong with that figure. Every paint loss, if it's got a working action, if their arms are loose, the head is loose, etc. If there's any broken fingers, anything like that. So I had a Atom Bomb figure, and I have a custom, which for this particular figure, I don't know if it was a custom, but it's got a sort of messed up paint tone to it. Like it was either, I think the buyer I bought it from said it was like sat in the sun. But you look at the figure and it's either sun damaged or maybe it had like, maybe the head was switched out with like a resin head or something. I don't know. But I put the figure in the bubble because I wanted to take pictures for reference. So I'm selling an original green card Atom Bomb card in bubble. Big bold letters. Card only. Surrounded by stars. On the very back of the listing, it says figure removed. And, description says it's for card and bubble, gives a description of the card. It talks about the bubble itself that has kind of like a little slit down the side. So a customizer or someone that's trying to bring that figure mint on card, they're going to have some issues trying to close up that or reseal that figure. But the scumbag is like leaving all these little nasty remarks. Fake figure. And an idiot doesn't even know the difference between a custom and what did he call it? A bootleg. I should have brought down one of my Mannix figures because Mannix Atom Bomb was a bootleg figure. I'm like, what a joke. And then he goes on some random listing that I had, like maybe for like my a listing I had for like British Bulldog and Diana. Okay, very fair price. Again, I overordered. As I've said before, when it comes to like zombie sailors, especially grapples and gimmicks, because they take forever to ship this stuff out. And they're always sending you emails saying, get this now while supplies last. And you don't remember ordering it, so you order it again. And you might do that multiple times, so you always end up with like all these duplicates. And that's what happened with the 2-pack. So I have these extra 2-packs of the British Bulldog and his wife. And so I'm not trying to make a big bundle. I'm just trying to sell it for what I paid for it, get my money back. And he started left in like, ha ha ha. I left a little message like, what's so funny? I didn't realize it was the same guy, but I sent him a message like, hey, what's so funny? Because he didn't respond. And then I went onto his account and I like left him a direct message. Hey, you left a message, so, laughing. What was so funny? He never responded. So a couple of days later, I decided to be a little smart ass. Get onto one of his listings. You leave that little message. Ha ha ha. So apparently this video is going to turn into a VF Figures video as well. Oh well. 2 for 1, I guess. Story time. And of course, the idiot goes and makes all these stupid remarks. How I'm selling fake stuff. I'm like, read the freaking description. Read the title, you freaking uneducated moron. Figure not included. Literally says it in the description. Or literally says it in the title. Description is for card and bubble only. Scumbag. And like I said, there's freaking losers that do that. They spam your freaking account. It's just like, you don't know these people. And what people, how bored are they in their lives that they go onto other people's account, just random folks that they don't know anything about. And I kind of have an idea of who this guy supports. No, I'm not talking about politics. Because you know about the certain spammers that I used to get on my YouTube in the past from you know what, but luckily that's died down over a while, but ridiculous. Not much more I gotta say about that. Block the loser. Now I'm gonna call his ass out. Now I just gotta kind of like reach out to my viewers and be like, hey, if you're on, I don't know, Instagram or whatever, because I think that's what I saw on his profile, VF Figures, or if you're on Mercari, CVF Figures, don't do business with a scumbag like that. Do business with people that actually deserve your business. There are plenty of sellers that I've bought from a million times that I would highly recommend. And people like that, no. Trash. So, as far as that guy from eBay, Chickerton, like I said, I blocked him on both accounts. I don't consider that to be a legitimate buyer. Just someone who's spam. And I kind of have a theory when people do that, when they lowball you like that, I kind of feel like they're resellers. Like, I don't know, you pay $50 for a Big Boss Man, right? Let's say I was stupid, I didn't know the value of the Big Boss Man, I accepted his $50 offer. And he turns around and I say, hey, I could probably sell this for $150. Even on eBay, $150, you get $115, $120 out of it. Let's say $120 net pay and $50 shipping, taxes. Let's say he pays $75. So in the end, he'll walk away with like a $45 profit. So that's probably what he's looking at. But if he's like a legitimate buyer who's interested in buying this figure for his personal collection, what rational human being thinks that a 1980s LJN in today's today's market can think that you can get a Big Boss Man in that condition for $50 freaking dollars? Unbelievable. Now, I've said it before, and a $300 Big Boss Man on my site is not $300. Okay? A $500 Ultimate Warrior is not $500. I listed it for those prices because that's the price I would love to get for it. But it doesn't matter where you buy from me. If you buy from me off Mercari, if you buy from me off eBay, if you're in Louisville and and I have something listed on Facebook Marketplace, and someone comes to, well, if they meet me in person, shoot, or they come to the house or whatnot, yeah, I'm going to take off a large percentage because you pay me by PayPal or by cash or whatever. But and I don't have to worry about taxes or selling fees or anything like that. But at that point, everything is negotiable. If he came in at an offer of 250, that's a fair price. If he'd come in at 225, that's a fair price. I may not have been willing to sell at 225, but at least I could look at it and be like, hey, it's a fair offer. If I was selling at 300, he offered 150. I'm like, okay, how many people are going to sell 50% off? Not many, but I could have still looked at it and been like, maybe I could have countered and been like, this is still a serious buyer. But when you're at double digits on a $300 listing, I mean, that's just, and there's just too many listings that I'm like, no, just forget it. Not worth it. So that guy's blocked, and I'm not even going to even try to send counter offers because it makes no sense. Actually, I did send counter offers, but I just sent counter offers for the full price that I had listed. I didn't try to come down any price because why? Why are you gonna sit there and try and be like, oh yeah, my price is 125. You offered 15. Let me counter at $90. What are you gonna come in at 20? No, it isn't worth it. So, what else was there? There was another guy. There's something else. I really should spread these marks apart. I talked about somebody like freaking Darth Giant on eBay. Someone I haven't bought from before, and there's a reason I will never do business with a guy like that. Anytime in the past, and I've reached out to him since I've been living on eBay the last 3 years. I've reached out to him a handful of times, and this is a guy that doesn't know how to sell. Well, what the heck do I mean? This, to me, is the guy that just simply puts stuff on eBay just to kind of show off what he has. I'm like, dude, create a YouTube channel if that's what you want to do. If you just want to show off, your collection. Many a time, he has had items that I've been interested in. I've talked about in the past that he had mint on card Remco high flyers. And for a time, he may have had like the only figures, or maybe one of two or three sellers on eBay that I saw that had them. But he had them listed for $600. There are not a single mint, not even Matt Mania figures are worth $600. And I know a lot of people are selling these darn things for like $3,000, which is stupid. But, and I've come in with offers. I think I probably offered him maybe $300, $350, $400, $450, I don't know. Large amounts of money. So I've come in very close to his asking price. Or maybe before I'd send him an offer, I'd send him a message like, hey man, I'd send out this long paragraph. Would you be willing to accept so and so offer? Thank you so much for your consideration. And then I get this response: no. Customer service goes a long way. Somebody sends me sends me a message like that. I respond, hey, so and so, thank you so much for the offer. It's a little bit low for me. Could you meet me at this offer or something like that? Sometimes they accept, sometimes they don't. Sometimes we kind of go back and forth until we can meet at a medium. It doesn't work out, but at least we know. I think at one point I was so desperate to buy those high flyers because I think they were like the last figures I needed to complete the first 4 series. And, I was still missing at the time the grudge match with Razor Ramon and who was on the other side. It was Scott Hall and someone else. I can't remember the other one. Jimmy Garvin, I think. So he had them for like $600. I think I offered up to like $525. and he still declined them. I'm like, these are not worth that much. And it's a good thing he declined it, because, like I said, like within like a week or two, I was bidding on those figures on auction, and I won them for like $220. So if I had seen them on auction a couple weeks later and seen them what they had sold for and lost out on them because or if I did bid on them and win, I would have been freaking angry as heck, knowing that I paid $300+ more than what they would have sold for later on. So, but it just goes to show that this guy shoots himself in the foot time after time because he overvalues his products. Remco figures that normally sell on auction month after month for $125, $75, $167, etc. He's got listed for like $800. I'm like, dude, you're never going to sell this crap. So you got people like that just overly price, and they have an unwillingness. They will not work with their buyers not one bit, and their customer service is terrible. Like I said, and when I reached out, like, hey, do you have a counter offer in mind? And it's like, no, firm. It's always these one word responses. I'm like, okay, fine. And I've always said, you know what, as a seller, it's your property. You're allowed to sell it for whatever the hell you want. But at the same time, it's infuriating when you've got a product and you're basically telling people that, hey, I'm selling an item, but I'm essentially not selling an item. It's like going to a grocery store and having a gallon of milk on the shelf, and then a customer comes in to buy the milk and pulls it off the shelf, and the store employee comes and takes it back out of their hand and says, no, I'm sorry, I can't sell this to you, and puts it right back on the shelf and closes the door. Like, what the hell? I want that milk. I'm here to buy it. No, I can't sell you that. That's exactly what I feel like with a lot of these sellers. So yeah, that's another really bad guy. For all I know, in person, he could be an awesome dude. But impressions, especially first impressions, they're everything. And my first, second, and 20th impression of that guy is completely negative. So anyone that comes across Darth Giant on eBay, I say stay away from him. Severely overpriced. He has terrible communication, unwillingness to work with customers, and yeah, that's my impression. I mean, like I said, in person he could be a completely different guy, but in person, hey, we could be best friends. I don't know, but unfortunately, he's never given me the opportunity to feel any other way about him. So that's how. So when I think about something like that, yeah. So basically, this was supposed to be kind of like a follow up to Cheekerton, or a part 2 Mark video for Cheekerton, and this ended up being a 3-man Mark video. So awesome. I guess no more Mark videos for the next week. But hey, if someone else out there wants to give me more content to create, I'll be more happy to make these videos, because it's irritating, but it gives me something to put out other than reviews or tournament videos or what have you. So, and I'm sure there are guys out there who like watching this kind of stuff. And I've said it on my channel. You never like hearing, bad stuff happen to people. I sure in the heck don't like having bad stuff happen to me, right? Like being scammed. You buy something, like I bought a Dusty Rhodes off of Mercari, right? I paid $500 for it. And I ended up getting an envelope like that big with like a Pokemon card inside. Yeah, I got my money back from Mercari eventually, but you come on and you hear those stories. My buddy Chad, Chaos Collectibles on YouTube, he had a similar instance happen to him with one of his statues. I think he said that was coming from like Mexico or something, and it sucks that stuff happens to you. But the stories, the videos are the videos are enjoyable to watch. Um, so even though I don't like this happening to me, I like making the videos. I know when I actually sit down to watch the video, I'm going to enjoy watching the video. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. It makes sense to me. Hopefully it makes sense to everyone else. So, um, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I really don't have much more to say, and we're hovering closer to 30 minutes now, so we're up to about 25 plus minutes. So I think this is a good amount of time for this video. I'm probably gonna stay down and make one more video because I want to put the next tournament video up. So, all right, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye, everybody.